Hello, my name is Mike Derby. I'm the general manager for Wallenius Wilhelmsen Logistics here in the Port of Baltimore. We bring about 2 to 3 ships every week into the port, and a lot of seafarers. Mike Flanagan here is a bay pilot who is bringing these ships up and down the bay for us, odd hours in the middle of the night. And you got a lot going on in your life. You got a new baby. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
You got these wacky hours that you work. And you're also taking time to be a board member on the Baltimore International Seafarers Center, along with me. And you're also a ship visitor for the Baltimore International Seafarers Center. So that's an awful lot on your plate. Why do you do it?
Well, I guess more than anything, it's just my background. I went to sea as a deck officer for 8 years, and since I've been in Baltimore working as a pilot, I come up and down the bay with these guys so frequently that the crews are just constantly talking about. As soon as they get to port, all they want to do is go ashore, have a meal somewhere, just a change of environment really from their day-to-day ship life. And hearing this, knowing that when they get to Baltimore, it's going to be very difficult for them to do that if it's not facilitated by the Seafarers Center. When I was going to sea, work permitting, every port we went to, I was able to go ashore, have a meal, stretch my legs, just definitely a change of environment. I think it's, as everybody knows, they couldn't be stuck in their work environment 24/7. It wouldn't make for a very cohesive existence. So that is really why I do it, and I feel it is important that that the seafarers are active members of the greater port community, and as a part of that community, we owe it to them to try to facilitate these crews being able to get out. And when I know that I'm getting on a Wallenius WWL ship, I'm very happy because they are some of the nicest ships that coming in and out of Baltimore, and the crew conditions are beautiful. The ships are immaculate, very well run company. So why do you take such vested interest in making sure that the crews have the extras that some other companies don't provide?
I appreciate you saying that, and it does make me proud to work for a company whose owners take this so seriously and recognize the value of taking care of the seafarers to the extreme that they can. And yes, they have nice accommodations on board. They have access to the internet so that they can have some contact with their family, because the crews are often on board the ships for 6, 7 months at a time. We have some voyages, around the world voyages, may take 120 days, back and forth to Europe maybe every month. But it's a long time to be away from their families, and so while they're on the ship, the owners have said, we need to take care of these folks. But when they come into port, as you say, they're really kind of stuck, and there are things that are important to taking care of them that the internet's not going to take care of for them. They may want to have somebody to talk to other than a work colleague about something personal or something like that. They may just want to be away from their work colleagues for a little bit because they're living in such close quarters for months at a time together. And they may just want to stretch their legs, as you say, or go shopping. All the things that we kind of take for granted.
Sure, in the regular
Living
work
here.
lives, right.
And our services are regular, so they all have visas. They're allowed to go anywhere in the country that they want to go, except for that half-mile distance from the side of the ship to the street. And so it's really about making that bridge so that they can just be human. And so I think my energy and my focus on this really comes from the example that our owners have set to say this is important to do. They do the part on the ship, and I find it's important to do the part once they're here on shore, giving them a facility or resources like the Baltimore International Seafarers Center and volunteers like you that are just so important. And I think it's great, particularly that people like you do this, because you are the first person that they see in the middle of the night down at the end of the bay, and you may be the last person they see before they leave Baltimore. And you have sort of a knowledge of what they go through and what they need that a lot of people don't. So it's fantastic what you do. Thank you for that.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I guess definitely as a pilot, you definitely feel a kind of an ambassador to the city or the town or the port, wherever the ship is going. You know, when these crew members are coming in at port, you really, I would like to showcase Baltimore to them, and just knowing that they can't always just get out and see downtown and get out and see the sights as I could or any other tourist, which really doesn't make sense to me. I mean, if any of these crew members came in, flew here on an airplane for a vacation, their visa would be stamped, they could travel the country freely for 30, 60, 90 days, whatever the case may be, and it would be no issue. But since they come in on ship, they're providing commerce for the country, for the port, for the state. They seem to be treated as if they might have intentions of criminal actions or something sometimes. So,
and even the folks that don't have visas, I mean, as I say, our ships are regular, so we get them visas. But you know, other parts of the shipping industry, a ship doesn't know where they're going to go from one time to the next until they get a load of cargo. So there may be a ship coming to the U.S. that wasn't planning to come to the U.S., so their crew doesn't have visas. It's not uncommon. It doesn't mean they're criminals.
Sure.
It just means that wasn't part of the plan to get the visa. So they're required to stay on board the ship, and that's understandable. But they still have these same needs. They still may need a voice to talk to. So having a volunteer from the Seafarers Center, that even though you're not going to drive them off the terminal, you still may go and spend some time talking with them.
It's nice. We'll provide for the crews that you're talking about that are stuck on the ship without visas. We'll provide maybe a telephone, go down, they've got so many minutes that they can call home free of charge. At least all the crew members can at least get a call out to home, you know, say hello, see how things are going, that type of thing. And this day and age, crews aren't here very long really as it is, you know, maybe 24, 36 hours max. So, well, in some cases even less than that, you know, anywhere from 8 to 10 hours. But I guess I was thinking more along the lines of maybe the coal ships, that some of their crews don't have visas, and to be able to provide that phone service and some current periodicals and just a friendly hello from somebody in the port other than, you know, their current work environment is
comforting.
Yeah, very comforting for them. And to see somebody local, to feel that that they're welcome in a sense, and understand that we wish you could get out, see our city, but since the situation it is, at least we can still visit and, you know.
You and I are both from Baltimore, so I think we have some pride in the city, and it's nice to be able to showcase what Baltimore is.
Yeah, the question always is, where do we go shopping? When we get to Baltimore, where's the spot to go out to dinner, and where can we go shopping? So I can always point them in the right direction, but I would have, you know, I always have to follow it up with, you know, you're gonna have to call the Seafarers Center, and hopefully we can, you know, we can arrange transportation for you and that type of thing because of our current regulations.
How does it make you feel when there are 2 or 3 ships that you know want the seafarers to visit them, and you only have time to get to 1 or 2?
It's really tough to prioritize. You know, I think the center does a really nice job of knowing what type of ships are at sea for a long period of time. You know, certain ships are on a liner service. They might be in New York yesterday, Baltimore today, and you would hope at some point along the coast, the East Coast or whatever, that they could get ashore. Now, a coal ship or a break bulk ship, for example, might have been 40 days arriving to Baltimore, load coal, 40 days to Korea, and so I would think those types of crews would get the priority over somebody that you would hope would be maybe in and out of port for every couple days. We can't get to all of them. We wish we could, but it's just the current state we live in with. But we just can't. As you know, when a ship comes into port, it's working. When it's at sea,
it doesn't make money if it's not working.
No, it's going from point A to point B, and once it arrives in port, it's usually a 24-hour round-the-clock operation, and it has to be manned for that operation. So there's guys that are free in the middle of the night. There's guys that are working during the day, and just like you were talking about. So to be flexible, to be able to try to get to them during the day, maybe a volunteer at night, so different groups can get out, is very beneficial for sure.
Between what we do, between what you do, hopefully it's everybody's happy, and we keep bringing more ships to Baltimore.
For sure.
So,
more ships to Baltimore keeps everybody happy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.